The role of delegated underwriting authority enterprises, or DUAEs, in insurance distribution in Europe has expanded in recent years, with a combination of underwriting expertise, technology, and a broader range of capacity providers underpinning this trend. I'm Richard Banks with AM Best TV, and I'm joined now by Myles Gould, Director Analytics in AM Best's London office, who's the author of a new report on the European DUAE segment. Myles, welcome.
Thank you.
So Myles, tell us a little bit about the landscape for DUAEs in Europe.
So DUAEs are playing an increasingly significant role in the insurance distribution across Europe. And this has been supported by interest from a broader range of capacity providers, advances in technology, and also increased appetite and attractiveness for underwriting expertise in the DUAE sector. And despite growth in DUAE activity across Europe, it is fair to say that the picture is not consistent across all markets. There are certainly some countries which are more established and developed, and this would include the likes of the UK, Netherlands, Germany, Spain, Ireland, and Italy, but also some markets which are still nascent. These different stages of development typically reflect the way in which insurance business is transacted in individual countries, as well as prevailing regulation which governs the way DUAEs operate.
So what are the principal tailwinds and headwinds for DUAEs in Europe?
So starting with the tailwinds, ongoing growth is seen as a key tailwind, both recently and looking forward. And we've seen this globally as well as in Europe. And as mentioned, this has been driven by technology, talent, and diverse sources of capital. Furthermore, increased interest in program business by capacity providers is also seen as a tailwind. And in particular, we've seen hybrid fronters playing an increasingly significant role and providing a conduit for capacity to be provided to MGAs, particularly from global reinsurers. Shifting to the headwinds, at present, a near-term challenge remains the potential pullback of capacity from certain lines of business amid generally hard market conditions. In addition, economic challenges, including elevated inflation, which impacts not only the cost bases of DUAEs, but also affects claims experience for the business written.
So how are MGAs in Europe adapting to that wider insurance and reinsurance market conditions?
Yeah, good question. And I think this is very much a hot topic at the moment. So although hard market conditions are generally seen to be driving more challenging discussions and negotiations between DUAs and carriers in recent renewals, we haven't yet seen a sector-wide pullback of DUA capacity in Europe. Capacity conditions for DUAs do, however, vary company to company, and in particular those with underperforming portfolios, perhaps writing commoditized property cat risks as well, or even emerging risk classes, are likely to be subject to greater capacity challenges amid changing appetites for carriers. Overall, hard market conditions are seen as a time where DUAEs need to be able to demonstrate clear value to their carrier partners in terms of business access and underwriting performance.
So Myles, that's a great background to DUAEs in Europe. Can you tell us a little bit about the growth potential?
Yes, so as indicated in my earlier response, we are seeing varying levels of DUA penetration across European markets. And what this means is that there's different starting points in different countries. But overall, AM Best research points to DUAs accounting for an increasing share of premium written in Europe. And we expect this trend to continue as existing players expand and new DUAs emerge in untapped markets. Over recent years, we've seen established DUAs in the US and UK also expand into continental Europe markets. And this has led to new startups and M&A activity, again, with us expecting this trend to continue. So overall, we see growth potential across a number of established DUAE markets in Europe, as well as significant untapped potential in less developed markets.
Myles, thank you very much indeed for joining us. To read Myles' report and a host of related insight, visit ambest.com. For AM Best TV, I'm Richard Banks.